Hi, it's Jen from Shabby Fabrics, and I am smiling because I am so excited to introduce our newest block of the month. This is called Full Bloom, and you can see it truly is in full bloom with just this spectacular, visually inspiring batik collection from Island Batik, also called Full Bloom. When I was in conversation with Island Batik about this project, what they explained to me was this actually came out 10 years ago now by a company called Fourth and Sixth Designs. And they explained to me that this was easily their most popular block of the month and fabric collection really ever. And that's why, because so many people had asked for it, they've brought it back. So I might have missed that then, but I'm not missing it now, and neither should you. This is a 10-month Block of the Month program, all with this beautiful batik fabric. And well, I explained to them that 10 years ago, really laser cut applique really wasn't that really kind of popular or even well known. And I explained to them that our customers really love the convenience of having everything cut out for them, right? All these shapes already have fusible on the back, that you can skip any tracing, any cutting, and just jump right into the fun. And I said, is there any chance you'd let us prefuse and laser cut this? And they gave us their blessing. I am so excited about that part because the way that you would traditionally have to do that is very, very time consuming. So with that in mind, you can see who would not want to have this amazing quilt in their home or to give as an incredible gift. 10 months, you will be getting your pattern each time, background fabric, prefuse laser cut applique, not just to make one of the bigger blocks, but also we'll be making several of the smaller blocks that make up our amazing outer border. And we'll be doing that every single month until the very last shipment. You'll be getting a lot of fabric here to make this incredible inner border, your binding, and really just putting everything all together. As always, you have options and you want to know what those are and get them. A quilt like this, you have to have the perfect backing. We picked this, which is also from Full Bloom. Be sure to pick that up. Thread. Thread is huge in this project. Normally, we're just kind of being very discreet about stitching. Not this one. The designers of this pattern knew that they wanted to accentuate the thread. They chose an amazing 40 weight Aurifil thread set. Normally, we're stitching with 50. 40 weight is actually heavier. So we're going to zoom in on this quilt, show you some of the blocks that are what's called thread painted. As you can see, a lot of thread is going into this to really just further accentuate the already stunning batiks. Tammy is an absolute pro on thread painting. She will be doing some supplemental videos and showing us her techniques. Whenever you're putting this much thread into any fabric, but especially batik, you don't want the background to draw up. And for that reason, the designers of the pattern have recommended a stabilizer from Sulky called Totally Stable. That is another one of the options that you're going to want to pick up unless you already have a stabilizer at home that you enjoy using. So what your options are, again, just to review those before we talk about a few notions, are, of course, your backing fabric, the 40 weight Aurifil, which, by the way, will come in a beautiful carrying case, as well as now you're Totally Stable, which will again go on the back of this as we begin to thread paint, keeping everything nice and flat. So we put all of our blocks together. Our quilt is just laying beautifully as we head off to the long arm quilter. Before we even talk about the notions, let's just talk about these amazing pre-cuts. This, to me, is so visually inspiring that I would want to do coordinating projects. So if you're like me and you love that whole home look, that coordinated look, we have fat quarter sets, our 2.5-inch strips, and just look at how gorgeous these what's called layer cakes, 10-inch squares, and how they folded them back. I think the presentation is so pretty. It's almost like a decoration, and I'll be doing a separate video as we dive a little bit deeper into those pre-cuts. What's the most important thing is get that, and we're bringing in all of the yardage. Because we are doing the applique, and because the designers did such a great job with their pattern, they have a layout diagram for you. That's what we used in combination with the Wafer 3 light box and the Applifuse to get that batik completely dialed in, positioned perfectly, joined together, so we're bringing pieces onto the background as completed units. Not an essential process, but always helpful, and I promise you'll have an unlimited amount of opportunities to be using light boxes and appliqué mats. Because we're going to be using the heavier 40-weight thread, the size 80-12 needle is not what we recommend this time. We recommend the super nonstick size 90 needles. This is the 90-14. Because you have a bulkier thread, you need a little bit of a bigger eye on that. And that's what we will absolutely be using. Tammy will be walking us through that. And of course, your other normal notions, your patchwork pins, fresh blade in the rotary cutter, and of course, some rulers. What's the most important thing, though, is get your spot. We have a limited amount. Batiks are made by hand in Indonesia, literally on the beach. There's only so much available. So get your spot. You're backing, of course, the beautiful thread set. You're still totally stable. Any pre-cuts notions you might need as we kick off this stunning new block month in spring of 2024.